concept of Islamic finance is based on the theory that money has no intrinsic value. It is only a measure of value, and since money has no value itself, there should be no charge for its use. Islamic financial system is based on elements of Sharia, that is, rulings of Islamic law. Islamic finance is all about sharing risk between financial institutions and the individuals that use them. To do that, the two parties are tied into a longer-term partnership. Since it is Islamic, investments cannot be made in alcohol, tobacco, non-halal meat, products such as pork, pornography, or gambling companies.
The UK, being the largest international financial centre in the world, also has a very important position in Islamic finance. It is the largest and most influential centre of Islamic finance outside the Muslim world.
The UK has been providing Islamic financial services for over 30 years. The government policy over the last decade has created a fiscal and regulatory framework that encourages the growth of Islamic finance in the domestic market.
Where necessary, we've looked at regulation to ensure there's nothing that prohibits Islamic finance, and we have also enacted legislation where we have found that there are barriers to entry, and as a result, not only do we have a number of financial services firms that are engaged with the global sector, but also we're able to export world-leading services through our professional advisory firms, through our legal firms and our educational and training facilities, and of course our government was the first in the West to issue a sovereign sukuk.
The UK financial services sector is a springboard for global growth and the partner of choice in the delivery of Islamic finance excellence in the Western world. But there is an interest in developing UK way of Islamic finance in other parts of the world. For example, in the predominantly Muslim-populated but a secular state, Kazakhstan.
Kazakhstan has achieved something, let's say, after 6 years of legitimate introduction of Islamic finance in this country since February 12, 2009. But what we have? We have 3 draft laws which were adopted by Parliament during these years. We have Islamic Bank, Al-Hilal. We have Takaful institution. We have Ijara company. We have small microfinance institution. We have Association of Islamic Finance Development. The perspectives of further development of Islamic finance in Kazakhstan, it is totally linked to capacity of the central bank, of National Bank of Kazakhstan. And thanks to God, we have a really good team now there. We have a department on regional financial center and development of Islamic finance, which constantly is in contact with us.
Our work on Islamic finance is part of a much wider program of cooperation between our two countries. On Islamic finance in particular, we have welcomed delegations from Kazakhstan to learn of our legislation, changes to our regulation and changes to our tax legislation. Part of the work that we are doing with Kazakhstan is to encourage the local people to learn and to benefit from studying Islamic finance.
The UK is a global leading provider of sector-specific education and research. In the field of education, new standards and qualifications in Islamic finance are being offered by 4 professional institutes and at least 10 universities and business schools across the UK.
The Chartered Institute of Securities Investors, the CISI, of which I am chairman, were involved in the development of skills and qualifications in the area of finance. And we were very proud to sign an MOU when Prime Minister Masimov came to the Mansion House in February of this year.
Britain has established itself in recent years as a powerhouse of Islamic finance education, both in terms of university education and professional vocational qualifications. We at the Chartered Institute for Securities and Investment launched at the Mansion House in the City of London about 10 years ago the first Islamic finance qualification in Britain, which has become a world leader. At the university level, there are some great examples of universities in Britain which have done terrific work over many years in research and teaching in Islamic finance. Durham springs to mind as a leading example. Henley Business School at Reading is doing right now some excellent work in that field. And the University of East London has brought many young students into the world of Islamic finance for the first time and is developing really great potential for them in this fast-growing market.
Industry studies about corporate sukuk, we have been working with Henley Business School and the CISA and DDCAP to support us trying to establish the demand for corporate sukuk from medium-sized corporations in the UK and elsewhere in Europe. That's basically our core role in the Islamic Finance Knowledge Center. We developed a thought leadership program working with other Deloitte offices around the world, as I mentioned, and we're looking forward for an active year also to develop our executive program.
British Embassy in Kazakhstan has been actively supporting the cooperation between the two countries to develop Islamic finance since 2013.
British Embassy in Kazakhstan arranged for a large team from the National Bank of Kazakhstan and elsewhere to visit London to develop partnerships and to understand a bit about how the City of London has become the leading Western centre for Islamic finance. And that was so successful, the next year, in November 2014, a team of experts in Islamic finance, both from the UK and from Bahrain, visited Kazakhstan to take those discussions to the next stage. We very much hope that this partnership between Kazakhstan and the City of London will continue and develop, and we hope that this year or next, Kazakhstan will be the first country in Central Asia to issue a sovereign sukuk bond with our support.
In May 2015, Kazakh President Nursultan Nazarbayev signed a decree ordering to create an Astana International Financial Center. The bill will provide for mechanisms to regulate the relations between the players of the IFC based on the standards of the world's leading financial centers and on the principles and rules of the English law.
We are planning to establish a new committee under the National Bank of Kazakhstan, which will regulate the all activity of the participants of AIFC, which will work on the best international practices regulating international financial centers, and all the activity will be on English, and that is why we will be invited best specialists all over the world, from all over the world, who can develop this center in Kazakhstan. We are planning to establish a new financial Islamic hub on the territory of International Financial Astana, where participants will be international Islamic organizations, local players and new entities who will be invited to working and using all the preferences on the territory of AIFC.